So let's talk about what makes Grimdark so much fun and why I've come to rather enjoy the whole genre. You look at some pictures from sci-fi, like for example Star Trek, and you see a lot of happy, pleasant imagery and the future of bold mankind going forth into the stars, having a good time, and, Captain Kirk having all the alien ladies at his disposal, or Commander Shepard doing the same thing on the Citadel. But you look at a genre like Warhammer, or even in fantasy, looking at things like Conan the Barbarian, and you see just a very different interpretation of the fantasy and the sci-fi genre. Everything kind of sucks. The galaxy's blown apart to pieces. You can't stop the madness that's coming. But damn it, you're going to try. I think that's a part of Grimdark that really appeals to me as far as the whole genre. From the art standpoint, it's a lot of muted colors, it's a lot of horrific imagery, it's a lot of things that make you go, yeah, it kind of looks like a person, but what is going on? What's wrong with his face? Why is that man holding a giant sword impaled through that space orc and he looks rather happy about it? What is happening here? Who's cleaning his sword and why? But you look at some of these images and they invoke just a sense of not only awe, but also a sense of, this is not a pleasant place to be. Even going back to the days of Rogue Trader with the crazy unhinged artwork, the original Angry Marines, or these assault pack guys, it just kind of gets a different feeling compared to the modern, more Marvel style art where everything's all shiny and bright. This looks lived in. This looks brutal. I remember whenever Gilliman came back in Warhammer 40,000 and I saw the artwork kind of change, especially on some of the cover art for the books, and thought, this looks a lot more shiny and pretty and more noble bright and a lot less grimdark. And then here comes Trench Crusade, taking the grimdark to 11 and making it just a gloomy, gritty World War I at a million miles an hour. And also demons are there, in case you didn't know. But I think it's fun looking at something like Trench Crusade and what Mike Francina and all the guys at the development team are doing versus some of the newer Warhammer art, and realizing they've captured the essence of that old 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th edition Warhammer that I started my entire tabletop journey in. And I realized how much I missed it. Kind of the horror you get from these images and just the factor. It's like looking at a car crash. You kind of can't help but rubberneck when you drive past it. It's human nature. You look at a picture like this and get the sense of foreboding that what are these Knights of the Lupus guys going towards? It doesn't seem like it's a birthday party or a bounce house. Doesn't look like fun. You see images like this, and even the more heroic and bright images that are produced in the grimdark style have a sense of dread to them you kind of can't get away from. Maybe that's why it's so attractive in a way. Maybe in some ways Grimdark is kind of like a good horror movie. It just brings out an emotion and you can't quite scratch the itch for any way else. You see this universe and go, yeah, it sucks. A lot of crap is not going well, but at the end of the day, there's always some kind of hope involved. In Trench Crusade, New Antioch's holding on against hell, and in Warhammer, you have the Emperor. Sometimes, hope's all you need.